Here we've got some more one-step algebraic equations in multiply and divide. Now, anytime you've got a variable with a number under it, that's going to be a fraction. And you'll see why I tell you that when we get down to these two. So what we need to do is get rid of the extra number, just like always. That's this 10. And because this is a division problem, we are going to use multiplication to get rid of that denominator. So we're going to multiply that side by 10, and we're going to multiply this side by negative 10. This cancels. These are gone. Leaves us with x. And 6 times negative 10 is negative 60. We can check our work. Plug the negative 60 into the original problem. Negative 60 divided by negative 10. Bad guy leaves town, good for town. 60 divided by 10 is 6. This one's multiplication. We need to separate the number from the variable. So we're going to use division to do that. We're going to divide out 3 from that side and divide out 3 from this side. 3x divided by 3 is x, or 1x, if that makes more sense. Negative 63 divided by 3, bad guy goes into town, bad for the town. And 63 divided by 3 is negative 21. All right, this one, we are back to a division problem. X over 7 equals 9. We want to get rid of that 7 by multiplying it out on both sides. So this side divided by, or multiplied by 7. This side multiplied by 7. Again, these cancel. Leaves us with x on that side. 9 times 7 is, I think it's 63, hopefully. X equals 63. And let's do another division problem. Negative x divided by 4 equals 5. We are going to multiply out the 4 on both sides. Multiply by 4. And that gives us negative x equals 5 times 4 is 20. Now, this is not our final answer. None of our answers, especially on GED, are going to give you a negative variable. So you can alter the equation. You're going to flip the x to positive, which means you're going to flip the number opposite of what it is. Currently, it is positive. We're going to make it negative. So negative x equals positive 20 will not be on your answer sheet, but x equals negative 20 will be. So if you solve a problem and you end up with a negative variable, flip the variable and flip the number. Perfect. All right, now check this out. 1/3 x equals negative 5. Looks kind of like the ones we were just doing, right? Like you would multiply out the 3. Actually, I think it would work for this one, but that's not what you want to do, because you might end up with a different kind of fraction that doesn't work that way. This is a fraction. This is the number. It's a multiplication problem, 1/3 times x. So we need to use division, just like we did up here, to get rid of the 1/3. We're going to divide out 1/3 on this side, and we're going to divide out 1/3 on this side. That leaves us with x over here because those 1/3s cancel. And we've got negative 5 divided by 1/3. This is a really good calculator problem. Let me grab the calculator. And use your calculator when you can, because it's almost always on. we had -5 divided by fraction, 1 arrow down, 3 arrow out, enter, -15. So x equals -15. Now, if we plug that back in, we can check it on our calculator again. That would be fraction 1/3, arrow out of that, times -15 equals -5. So perfect. I can do that for you in longhand. Maybe I will. Let's do this one first, and then I'll do one longhand. So this one is 1.5 times x. So it's not a division problem. It is not an x over 7. It is a 1 1/2 times x equals 6. So again, we're going to divide out the 1 1/2. I'm going to use 1.5. It's easier. It's the exact same number, but it's easier to punch into your calculator. It's easier if you're doing it by hand. We're going to divide out 1.5 in both places, and 6 divided by 1.5. That's easier to do. 6 divided by 1.5 is 4. So this side was x, and this side is 4. And then we can double check. 1.5 times 4. 1.5 times 4 equals 6. We did it right. So if you get mixed fractions or any fraction that you can convert to a decimal, it's a little bit easier when you're typing it into the calculator because you can avoid using the fraction key. But do it the way that makes sense to you, because you have this ability on your calculator. You've got your fraction key right here, that numerator over denominator, and it's a fantastic key. Right there, you put in your top number, put in the denominator, arrow out of it, and then you can use any of your add, subtract, multiply, divide buttons, and just keep going with that part of the equation. Now, I'm going to do this one really quick by hand. So we've got this. This is what we have to deal with. I've got -5 divided by 1/3. How do I make a whole number a fraction? I might run out of paper. To make a whole number a fraction, you put a 1 under it. So we've got -5 over 1, now in fraction form, divided by 1/3. It doesn't look any better, does it? But there's a really easy way to divide fractions. Keep the beginning, keep the -5 over 1, change the division sign into a multiplication sign, and flip the second fraction. Make it 3 over 1. Now multiply straight across. -5 times 3 is -15. 1 times 1 is 1. Your answer is -15. Look at that. Boom, done. So there's a way to do these if you don't have your calculator, but I would imagine for most of these algebraic problems on the math test, you'll be able to use your calculator for portions like this. All right, I hope that made sense, and have fun with it.